with SOMA 80% glitchless.
Alright, cool. We good to go? Timer.
Ready when you are.
Cool. Timer doesn't actually start when I hit new game. I will count you down. Alright, so hello, my name is Cosmic. I will be the runner for 80% glitchless SOMA. So this is a little bit of a controversial category. There is a couple of very minor glitches that we do use throughout the run. But they do spice it up a little bit. There is one that's like 6 minutes in. But other than that, I think it's a pretty fun one to watch, and it's very fun to run as well. Better than the 80% category in my opinion. But yeah, timer doesn't start for about 15 seconds. Again, I'll count you down. So SOMA is a psychological horror game made by the same people who made Amnesia: The Dark Descent, fictional games. And you play as a guy named Simon who, as you can see in this cutscene, is about to get into a car crash. Timer starts 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so just got into a car crash, and now we have brain damage, basically.
Yeah, I'm up.
So we're about to talk to our doctor, and we're gonna go ahead to some lab to get ourselves checked out, basically. We have some tracer fluid hidden in this apartment that we have to get. He's telling us about it now. So in a minute here, you're about to see me do a couple of things that you are going to be a bit confused about. I'm about to open a cupboard to my right side and then open the door you see over there. The reason for that is, just like everything in life, this is programmed to be in the last place that you look. So it can either spawn in there, in the cabinet, in the bathroom, or in that drawer. So opening them basically makes the game think we've already looked there. So yeah, just like most things in life, it is always in the last place that you look, and that particular order is the best way to do it, the fastest way to do it. So now we're here at the best split in SOMA. This is 55 seconds of sitting down, doing nothing. There is a lot of dialogue throughout this run. There's a 6.5 minute cutscene coming on later on, about an hour and 5 minutes in. So if you do have any donations or any questions to ask, you can ask them all then. So there's a big gap for that. This guy's not very happy with anything. He's a bit unhappy. Doesn't seem very happy with anything, really. Alright, so that's subway done. Now we're in the labs where we're going to get checked out. We have control of our character after this brain icon disappears here. We have control of our character now, so we're going to just walk forward. And 2501. Always the same code. So that's not a problem. There's only one thing in this game that's like completely RNG based, and that's it. Omicron. That's later on. So this is our doctor. So he's going to help us check out our brain, basically. Since I'm pretty sure having a brain that bleeds isn't particularly healthy. Brain reconstruction. So gotta be careful that I don't start extra dialogue here. Just want to lean forward. Get into the chair. Alright, so this is where the run gets a little bit spooky. You could tell, just if you play a lot of horror games, you can already tell this scene doesn't end very well. We are about to wake up in a different place, to say the least.
All right, let me just get this out of the way.
So he's got our brain on the monitors there.
Simon Jarrett, correct?
Right.
Toronto, Canada. Munchie. Born 1988, July 16th.
All right.
Right.
Flat neurograph.
So this game is set in 2015, I believe. This the year that we're in right now is 2015.
It'll hurt about as much
The same year the game was released.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
And we fast forward.
Well, let's hope they're
We fast
wrong.
forward quite a few years. 99 years, I think. Something like that. Or 109 years. Okay. So now our brain has been scanned. We're just gonna hold W here. Hold forward. We can get out of this chair a little bit early here. As you can see, our head just kind of clips through it here. Like that. And we're gonna turn the light on. Smash this glass. That glass is all unreliable, as many SOMA runners know. So we're gonna touch this robot over here. This is one of Simon's powers. Reading the what's called the black box of dead robots and humans. I don't think we use that again in the run, but it's one of the casual things of this game. Okay, so through here is a robot, so I have to wait for an audio cue before we open the door. Otherwise we get hit. There we go. You've seen his light on the floor there. Grab this Omni tool. So there's a door over to the left side through that way that has a lock basically, and the only thing that can unlock it is this Omni tool. So we need to upgrade it here at this station. We just want to spam click here in the middle where it says reading, because the two buttons we need to press are conveniently right in the middle. Grab this. And then activate the tool chip. And then we're about to head to that door I just spoke to you about. Alright, again, so coming up here, around this corner, is going to be one of the controversial areas of this run. I think the only really controversial part of this run. With the HPL engine, it's pretty difficult to make up rules, so this is the only controversial part, I would say. But you'll see it in just a second here. So we're going to try and put our finger in this thing. Don't ask why. They heal us. They're a manifestation, but they heal us. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll in here and crawl straight back out again. So this unloads the map, and boom, we're out of bounds. So we go inbounds again in a second. This is the only real out of boundsy area that we have in the Glitchless run. So don't you worry about that. Jump right over here. And then here, we just clip back in if we can. There we go. Open this door. The gas damage doesn't really matter because we take minimal damage from that. And then jump through this window. Oh, there we go. We got the smooth jump, which is good. Allocate power to the monitors we're about to go to. Again, right here, this is always the same code. 0722. I'm going to open the comm center. Just right in the middle here. And up we go. And that's always the same code as well. 2203. And boom, that is Upsilon.
Hey, are you there?
Alright.
I found the dome ceiling.
So we've got a big dialogue sequence here. This is Catherine. This is someone that we will be with for the remainder of the game.
Jared, Simon Jared.
Well, I say we'll be with. Not quite. Not quite.
Hey, I was hoping you'd have some answers.
She's going to be the AI of the Omni tool that we have.
Where do you even begin? I mean, what is
So
this?
Simon doesn't really know what the hell's happened.
And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Clearly, he's a bit confused, to say the least.
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
Because 1 minute he was in Toronto and now he's here.
I don't know what
So.
that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
So she's in Site Lambda. We're at Site Upsilon. This game is split into different sites.
Only robots, crazy ones.
The worst site is Theta.
I think he was in pain. I don't know what to do.
Anyone from the SOMA community will know
I don't know.
that I freaking hate Theta.
What was that?
It's not bad in any percent because you just clip through walls, but in Glitchless, you have to deal with a certain piece of AI. I'll explain it near the time. There's no reason for running around here. I'm just bored.
Shit! Where should I? Oh, fuck!
Uh-oh. Now we're flooded. Now we're flooded. Okay, so now we're going to transport station to get to Lambda, which is where Catherine is. And the way to get out of this little dome room that we're in a normal playthrough, you would click up above where that gap is up there. But for us, so there's no wall stopping that from happening. I guess the developers just didn't expect people to be jumping up there.
Where did I get a flashlight?
Okay, so coming up is one of the most unreliable and infuriating skips in the entire Glitchless run. Shout out to my friend Trigger for finding it. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So oh boy, am I dropping frames? I'm not dropping frames. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's quite unreliable. It's a very weird physics area here on this hill. This is the killer of runs. The old split. The old strategy for this used to be a bit better. Come on. There we go. We did it. All right. Cool. If you need me to stop running or pause the run at any point, just let me know. If you're buffering, I can stop at any point. It's pretty easy. There's a big dialogue sequence coming up here anyway, so that should give you an opportunity. Okay. So now we're in transport station. We're gonna allocate power to the train, basically, or the shuttle, I guess. So we didn't actually hit the preload for this area, which is what SOMA has preload areas. So in the previous split, there's a certain area of the game that would, well, I guess preload this transport station area. We didn't hit it, so that's why we got the black screen, because it was trying to load the whole thing at once there. So the main route is through that tunnel, but we're actually just gonna jump straight over here. Easy peasy. Not a problem at all. I'm not a... There's an individual. We're not going to talk about that just yet.
Shit. Are you okay?
She was being kept alive by this artificial lung set, I guess, right now. Oh, come on. Jump over. There we go. Popped right through. So now that we unplugged one of those tentacles, please be here. Nice. It's possible for that lever to disappear, to not load, basically. And off to Lambda. Easy. So you're gonna learn a little bit more about the site that we're at, Pathos 2, here. I'll try to keep talking, but it's pretty important information, but obviously we're speedrunning, so whether or not you care about this information is a different story. I know everything about it, obviously, but you'll recognize this Omega space gun. Well, you won't right now, but you will at the end of the game. And you'll recognize that as well, hopefully. So this area in any percent, it's actually pretty funny. Above us, we would literally be flying on a metal sheet above us, basically. The way this game, if you guys want to see a really broken game, watch SOMA any percent. It is absolutely bonkers. You clip through walls, you prop hover, using props. Things like that are banned in Glitchless, obviously. We only use props. We use props 3 times throughout the run to help us, but it isn't to clip through a wall or anything. They're all just small little quality of life things, I guess. Ah, yes. Horror game, dark tunnel. You know where this is going. You know where this is going. Yep. My favorite speedrun. I'm sure it is, Miku. Alright, so we're going to turn around. We're going to grab this. This is on a timer, so it doesn't really matter how quickly we grab the Omni tool. Small little boost there. Another small little boost there. I don't think they save any time. They're just little fun things to do. Okay, we're going to open this hatch. It's a little bit wonky because it doesn't like to let you in sometimes. There we go. We're all good. Okay. So now, once we get out of this room here, we're going to be skipping a large segment of the game. We're actually going to skip Lambda, which is the site that Catherine is at, and the site that we're supposed to be going towards.
Here we go again.
But yeah, we're going to completely skip it by walking on some rocks, basically. So this is an example of hitting the preload of an area. The game just doesn't fade out. The game uses these pumping sequences there to, you see the game loaded. The game uses these pumping sequences as load windows. So it's pretty clever how they do that. Obviously in casual playthroughs you hit every single preload. But for us we skip a few.
I can find Lambda, right?
We don't hit the one for the MyNameIsC0smic vessel, which is the split that we're coming towards now. But first of all, we got to jump over a few rocks. So right here, we're just going to do like a small little circle jump here onto the rock. We've got to try and get on there at the peak of our jump height. And if you walk up to a wall and press jump, Simon doesn't actually move forward if you press W, because the momentum, the way momentum works in jumps in these games, it's kind of set. So if you are really slow when you start jumping, you will stay really slow in the air until you land. So that's why you've got to try and get there at the peak of your height of the jump. So right up on top of this rock here. Turn this corner. Oh. Down here. So again, this is this can be a little bit controversial, but there isn't. I think this is there's one more case of this in the run, so it's not too bad. The rest of it's pretty intended route, really. But these add for a very fun run. These small little things here, they make the run a lot more fun, a lot more entertaining to watch and run, I think. Up we go. These rocks can be a little bit difficult to climb sometimes. Up here. Yeah, we just walked through a rock. Don't ask. You don't walk through rocks? I do. Every day, dude. Every day. Okay, so to our right here, you see that big metal structure? That is the MyNameIsC0smic vessel. That is the ship that we're supposed to get to. Rock glitch. Oh. Here we go. Tell you what, if you donate to charity, I won't do this rock glitch ever again. Okay, so right here, I'm actually gonna safety save here. This is a risky jump and can end the run. So, I am gonna do a safety save. I don't want to restart that whole segment all over again, so... This should be the only safety save we do in the run. I think we got it, though. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, if you missed that jump, it's basically a reset, and you have to do that whole segment again. So I just wanted to save some time, make a safety save, and we're good to go. All right, so the Curie vessel. This is the first piece of AI that we encounter. It is called the Flesher, or I think it's more commonly known as just the Curie monster. So Fleshers, you cannot look at them. You've got to try not to look at them. You can look at them at the side of your screen, but not at the center. So there he is there. We're just going to run past him. Going to glance at him a little bit. So the reason there's actually a lot of movement optimization right there. Sprinting while pressing W is a lot faster than sprinting and pressing like A or D, or W and A or D. So I gotta try and make sure that my camera is at a position in which I can just hold W and run the max speed that I can. So right here there's another one, or it's the same one. So we're just gonna crouch here, and what we're doing is we're listening for an audio cue. I can hear him. Okay, he teleported. There we go. Oh! Oh, no, he didn't. Oh. Okay. Alright. So we're waiting for him. We can hear him stepping now. There we go. He's teleported now. Whew! That was close. That was very close. I was thinking that was a little bit early for a teleport. We're okay, though. Flesh is not too difficult to deal with. And now we're going to unplug these tentacle things. Oh, if I can click. There we go. And now we have a chase sequence. We're going to get chased by this guy. And what we need to do is we need to go down to the life pod, I guess. What's it called? Safety shuttle? I don't know what it's called. Alrighty. Over this direction. You'll recognize this area because this is where we hid. And plug in the Omni tool. Alrighty. So that's the first piece of AI. The next piece of AI is the proxies in Theta, which you know I love. You know I love the proxies. Oh boy, do I love the proxies. There isn't much to do in here. There is a cool thing you can do with this fire extinguisher. You can make this door glitch out and disappear. But for marathon's sake, I'm not going to do it. It doesn't help the run in any way. But so we just got to listen to Catherine talk about the wows. This is pretty important, actually. Ah, yes, Theta. Please, don't rush. Don't rush. So there's tentacles. Oh, the wow, basically. Yeah.
I've seen them before at Upsilon. What are they?
They're a manifestation of a malfunctioning station-wide artificial intelligence called the WOW.
So that's basically what it is. The story of SOMA is we're trying to get to something called the Ark, which is something that the people of Pathos 2 were uploaded to, and it's kind of like an artificial world. So the everyone at Pathos 2, the staff, were uploaded to this arc, which again is like a... Well, it's like the world, but better. Oh, I think I might have just taken damage there. If you walk forward a little bit too early... No, I think I'm okay. If you walk forward a little bit too early before the screen fades in there, you can take some damage.
I'll never get this open.
I think I'm okay, though. Seems to be walking full speed. So yeah, we are trying to get to this arc, and we're trying to bring it to that Omega space gun that you've seen earlier. Or I don't know if the stream was up at that point. Alright, so here's Brobot as AGDQ runner, Zom and Katgar calls it. Well, I say AGDQ runner. He ran this game at AGDQ.
Good job.
Alrighty. So now we are approaching the the only route or the only skip in this category that I have found. This is my little treasure, you know. We're about to jump into the Zeppelin a little bit early, basically. This has been semi-patched in the recent update. There are a few things that have been patched. That vent glitch that we did earlier in Upsilon has been patched. So we make sure the yellow bar or the purple bar is over the yellow line. Maintain signal to call the Zeppelin. 2-second time save. It's more than 2 seconds.
The Zeppelin's on its way. Better get ready.
Okay, so we're going to jump on top of these rocks here if we can. There we go, nice. And then a very difficult jump. We're just going to circle jump around here and hopefully, yep, good. We can run around here, jump on top of the building, and into the Zeppelin. Plug in the Omni tool.
Calm down.
So we were supposed to wait a little bit there.
Disconcerting popping in and out of existence like that.
We were supposed to wait till it landed
Where are we now?
before we plug this in,
That's what you said before the crash.
but we can just jump right into it.
Is this a Zeppelin?
Appropriately named. You think you can get us to
So Zom and Katgar, the old world record holder for this category,
Between the sites and
did do this,
I'm sure
but
you're
not quite the
why won't it work?
one that I do. He jumps in a little bit later,
This bust.
Isn't that part of the Omni tool?
so obviously jumping in earlier saves more time,
Deal with that back at Upsilon.
Then you know how it works. We need to get a new
and
tool
it's just
chip
faster,
and switch it.
basically.
Care to point me in the direction of the closest?
Alright, so the Zeppelin is not working.
Easier to just take one from a robot.
Not working right now, so we have to take
Knock the robot over the
a-
head and steal their chips?
The
well, a
toolbox
tool
over
chip.
there says it has a stun baton. You can
and
use that.
conveniently,
Come on. I don't want to hurt anyone.
there is no tool chip storage in the area,
Simon.
We're just robots.
and there is 2 robots.
I'll get us the chips.
2 robots in the area. But we're going to go to a specific robot.
Guess I have no choice.
We're not going to zap Robot over there. Or Kate is their real name, the K8. What a unit. We're going to zap this guy instead. Now this guy takes 3 zaps, while Kate takes 5. So, oh, I missed the jump there. Come on. So you got to try and jam him in the same place, if you can, stop him from moving. But I missed the jump there. So now he's gonna land here. We're gonna take his tool chip.
This works.
Kate doesn't like us now. She's angry at us because we just zapped a robot to death, and obviously they're a robot as well. Robots have feelings too, guys. All right. Also, we're a robot.
Don't be mad. okay?
That's probably worth mentioning, huh? Yeah, we're a robot,
We'd be stuck
and
here.
so is Catherine,
Could you do it?
technically.
Kill a robot like
We were supposed to meet Catherine in Lambda a few splits ago before the Curie vessel,
It had to be done.
that? He was
but
talking.
yeah, she's a robot as well.
I mean, he was delusional, but he seemed
But again,
sincere,
casual playthrough, you expect that.
present.
You expect it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's fine.
Was he really that different from us? It's just beginning to sink in.
I mean, really sink in.
Really sink in. I'm a
How many
robot.
times have you gone through this, Simon?
Already?
Guess I've known ever
You're
since
still
I woke
unsure?
up at Upsilon. I just keep suppressing it. Like my brain doesn't want me to think about it.
Okay, so
It's really getting hard.
we're about to jump on top of the Zeppelin now.
Could you maybe
This
get
is
us
one
to
of the
jump in
more
so we could get
This is one of the more tricky tricks of the run. So we're going to jump on top of this if we can, and then on top of this data buffer unit. And then we're going to hold Shift, W, and D. Oh, God. It's pretty hard. And try and look at this cable. Keep your crosshair on this cable, if possible. And we're going to be doing this until the Zeppelin is going in a straight line. Which it is now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hold Shift A and D, and we're just going to... Oh. We're just going to continuously jump, and hopefully we have to be in the air when the map transition happens. If we're on the data buffer unit... There we go. We got it. If we're on the data buffer unit, we'll be pushed off, and we'll be in the Zeppelin, and that loses 40 seconds. So, very good to be on here, and then we jump off. Okay, so the reason why this is faster, this split is only 40 seconds faster, despite being able to jump out of the Zeppelin, because the Omni tool, the tool that we use to unlock the doors and stuff, is still inside the Zeppelin. And we need that to continue. The game just does not let us continue because we need to scan to get inside the site. So we need to go back and we need to grab the Omni tool. But the reason why we're jumping out is because Theta, good old Theta, the site that I love, really do, has got a giant door in front of it. And that door takes... I'm not actually sure how long that takes to open. It's a long opening sequence anyway. So what we're doing is we're opening the door, and then we have enough time to run all the way back to grab the Omni tool before the Zeppelin's even landed. So we're basically doing this early. We're basically doing this early so we don't this early so we don't this early so we don't early so we don't problem. We're back now. We should be okay. I'm so sorry. Are we okay? I'm sorry. Should be good. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry about that. We're back on track now. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I did reset my internet beforehand. Alright, so here you go. Here is the example of the prop helping us. So we're going to put that right there so that it jams the door open. This has been patched in the recent version. So what we're going to do is we're going to run outside, and then we're going to jump straight back in. So, for some reason, this, you can see it's like stops moving, and the level's already loaded. So we skip 7 seconds of that training sequence. We haven't got the door though.
Anyone there?
We haven't got the door. Alright, we're gonna spam. Smash open this glass. And... oh. 4-minute dialogue sequence.
We're here.
It's not 4 minutes. I don't know how long this is.
Okay, great. Time to hijack ourselves.
Yeah, everyone's internet seems to be right now.
Nothing stopping us when we have done that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sure have a lot of machines and vehicles down here. What makes this one
Should
so
be
special?
okay though.
It's the only transport
No
that can
door,
go
yeah.
into the abyss without
It's
crashing
unfortunate.
like a can of soup.
Okay, so here, I probably should explain this.
Get the arc down the abyss in the first place.
The Ark goes to the Omega Space Gun, as I mentioned before, but the Omega Space Gun is in the Abyss.
That was an option.
And obviously, as you guys know, going very, very, very deep in the water, it means that you have a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And this machine in this room that I'm not sure you can see.
So people in the arc just walk around pretending it's the real world.
You don't have to pretend.
But yeah,
It's completely immersive.
we had to get into this machine, basically, to go into the Abyss.
Yes. Attached to a probe fueled by solar panels that can survive for thousands of years.
That's amazing. Just thinking about the Earth being what it is.
Yeah, so they're talking about the Ark
setting
right
out
now.
To save the final remains of humanity, it's
Heroic.
at least it feels worth doing.
Here we go.
Okay.
The Dunbat.
Can we see it?
Ah,
Oh, you can just see
damn
the
it.
claw of it.
It was too good to
You
be
can see the
true.
yellow claw.
What's wrong?
It's
Okay, so
quarantined.
this is normally where I start shaking a little bit because we're about to
Security cipher.
encounter
It's
the
we don't
first
write these
proxy.
things down type of bad.
Maybe someone
And
around who can tell us what it is.
In my humble opinion,
Sure, let's go with that.
the proxy
I'll just unlock the other
is
doors for you so
the
you can
most
explore the station.
unpredictable, annoying, and scary piece of AI that fictional games have ever made. I hate them. There are 5 of them in this run in total, and we're about to encounter the first one. They basically look like walking chicken nuggets. Um,
Be quiet, the
so,
proxy listens.
yeah, that's,
No
Oh,
explanations
I took a little bit of damage there.
Sounds like a warning.
So maybe if you get to see them. We're not going to look at him, though. So the way the proxies work, the AI works differently in this game. So each piece of AI has like a different sense. So they will so some of them are sensitive to sound, some of them are sensitive to movement, some both. We seem to be okay though. Oh. Okay, he's far away. He's coming a bit closer though. So proxies are sensitive to sound, but they're completely blind. So having your flashlight on doesn't really matter for proxies because they're blind. Oh, here he is. Hello. We might get caught here. We might be okay. I think we're okay. Oh, we might get caught. Huh! Oh, we did it. Screw you, proxy. No one likes you.
Good job, Simon.
This better have worked.
Okay,
American.
I'm actually gonna put my fist in this thing because I'm damage limping right now and I shouldn't be. So SOMA, well, the HPL engine, which is the engine that this game is made on, has a damage limping mechanic, which means if you take a certain amount of damage, you move slower because you're limping. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. So I don't want to be walking around super slowly because we don't actually restore health automatically for a long time. So what we've got to do here is we've got to make one of these chips usable. So we have to press one of the buttons and then press another one, and then you can actually see it transform.
See if there's anyone who could know a security cipher.
Okay, oop. What the
This
hell?
is where I would store the arcs.
So we're gonna make a simulation.
I'll just load 'em up and get the simulator going.
We're gonna make a simulation, basically. We're gonna try and simulate this man called Brandon Wan,
Use the computer to activate the simulation.
who has the code to activate the Dunbat, or remove the quarantine from the Dunbat, which again is that machine that we need.
And all the other sites. Here we go. Brandon Wan's room. I'll just override the lock for you.
Okay, so we're gonna creep in his room a little bit, view his emails,
We can use to get the cipher.
and listen to...
Brandon, you ready to get
what's her name again?
A girl named Alice.
Alice.
They did
I
the scans together.
forgot her name.
this cost her? We could try to make him think that she's there during the simulation. Might make him talk. Not sure how.
So now we plug in everything that we have.
I think we got this, Simon. I can
And in order to make a realistic simulation,
and use it.
we need him to be in the scan room with Alice. This is a little bit tough to explain. If he's in a different environment, like a beach, for example, there's like a beach environment, he won't trust you. He'll know that this is weird. He's in a different place, a place that you shouldn't be in. And even if you have the scan room, he wants to see Alice, who is I think is his daughter. It's I don't know actually. Pretty hard to tell the age of these people. Got it.
We got what we need.
That's the code that we need.
Simulations?
Yeah, but it shouldn't make any difference. You're still you.
And then we go back down to the room that we started in. So this split, by the way, is 8.5 minutes to get to the other side of a door. This split in any percent is 25 seconds, and the split in Glitchless is 8.5 minutes. So here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a chair against this railing, and we're gonna grab this wet floor sign and put it down there as well. Because the reason why we do that is so we can jump over the fence. So we have time during this dialogue sequence to set it up.
Get into the dun back, then plug me in, and I'll take us into the abyss.
Sounds easy enough.
And I put the wet floor sign down there because if I don't do that, I will take full damage because the drop is longer, drop is further. So there we go. This is the door that we get around. The 8.5 minute door. This is pretty important in a casual playthrough though, obviously. Oh, turn 5 of these. And when you turn 5 of these, hell breaks loose, basically. So we're gonna move this over here quickly. And crawl here. Okay, so what I did just there is a cool little trick. You probably didn't realize it. But basically, during that scene, when you get knocked to the ground and the screen fades out, Simon is put onto the nearest solid ground below him. So that means something that isn't a prop. And the stairs that we moved counts as a prop. So we would be put underneath, well, not underneath, next to those stairs that we were on. And we'd have to climb all the way back up, which obviously only saves like 1 or 2 seconds. But if you go right up to the vent door, the game thinks that you're actually crawling inside the vent, and it'll count the small little area in front of the vent. That is solid ground. So Simon will get knocked down onto that instead. So that is a cool little trick that I only discovered a few months ago, actually. It only saves a couple of seconds, but, you know, gotta save those seconds, dude. Invaluable sometimes, you know? Okay, so this is a long room. This is just a big puzzle room, really. And you can actually softlock in this room. Completely softlock. I've done it twice now.
Well, it was talking. Rarely a good sign.
It's hard to explain. Well, basically, I've got to complete this puzzle in a certain amount of time.
Can't quit now.
Otherwise, I'm permanently locked out of a
How do you think you did it?
of a
How did the team get the
compulsory
arc down
story
in the first
trigger.
place?
because we confuse the game and it expects us to be in there by that point.
It's like an elevator which supposedly
I'll explain when we're inside the room
Okay, so we do that. We go
because
over
I have more time to.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I focus here and get this puzzle done in time. Otherwise, we have to crawl through that vent again.
You know, so you don't implode while in the
Either that or I do a safety save,
That does sound useful.
All right, let's go then. Wait.
which I don't really want to do.
Seems to be a lot of information on the arc here.
I can do this. It's not too difficult. You just gotta make sure that you don't blunder, really.
See how it works. Maybe we can figure out how to get on the arc.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm overlapping two compulsory bits of story. So I'm gonna wait for the red lines,
How difficult could it be?
and then open this up.
What's this?
That's just a compound examiner. Coster uses it to investigate structural integrity in payload frameworks.
Of course.
Could you fit inside it? If I knew what you were
There we
making,
go.
it would be a hell of a lot easier to figure out how to
Nice. So, okay, I'll explain what I just did. I solved a puzzle, basically. I allocated enough memory to turn on the arc, And I also activated this trigger here to activate this room.
Should I be worried
This
about
door
this?
closed behind me
I think we're beyond that.
when I got in here at the end of a dialogue line.
Be one with the diving suit you can
And
wear.
if this door is closed and I'm not inside, I am permanently locked out of here. There's no way for me to get back in. That button is red now. I can't open it because the game expects me to be in here because I confused it,
Imogen Reed.
basically.
Really? It looks like the
This
basic
saves...
of my old colleagues. A standard Cortex chip for
Actually, I'm not even sure how much time this saves. I've always done this when I started running because Zom did it. I'm pretty sure it only saves the amount of time it takes to solve that puzzle that I just did, which is like 5? No, 10 seconds? Something like that?
She was nice to me.
Risking a soft lock for 10 seconds.
The Cortex chip is good news. That means we can transfer your mind to the Ark with a pilot seat.
Cat, I'm half a dead person.
Okay.
Yes, it makes sense. Think about it. All those simplistic minds we've run into, just reviving a dead person.
So this is the person that we're in. Basically, we are a robot body. Well, we have our mind. We have Simon's mind, but we're in Imogen Reed's body, basically. It's hard to explain. If you really wanna read about the lore on this game, it's very, very good. And I highly recommend it if you're into very interesting lore. This game's got a fantastic story that a lot of people don't realize, I don't think.
You need to pause while the dummy is loaded, otherwise
There we
we
go.
can't know if it's working or not.
Okay, so I loaded up dummy.
So precise, so perfect.
It's basically what I did
Really
there.
admiring your own
It's just to load a dummy scan so that she can upload it to this arc and see whether uploading me would work
work. We done here?
when we actually get to uploading myself.
Yeah, we should get going.
Want to bring this arc as a backup?
Now that would
Alright, so
prototype.
move this chair out of my way.
Travel light.
Let's go. Don't forget to take me with you.
Through the next area is the second proxy. This one's a little bit different than the others. This one is Terry Akers. He is a... I guess he's like a smarter proxy, but his AI is just the same. He's the hardest one out of the 5 to avoid. It's very difficult to evade this guy without getting hit. But you'll see here that we're gonna break open this window, grab this from Brandon 1, the guy that we just simulated. Nice, we got a smooth window jump there. Now he's chasing us. We're gonna try and kite him and confuse his AI a little bit by locking these doors. Nice, the chase music stopped. That's good. He can chase you right up to here on this desk. So we're going to get chased again when we go around this corner. But if we're lucky enough, we will have enough time to complete this whole sequence without him hitting us. And we got it. Nice. That's actually really hard to do without getting hit. A lot of that is to do with the smooth window jump that I got and the unlocking the door behind me too. That does a lot there. So we have 3 more proxies to deal with, and the next split is my least favorite of the entire run. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It is scary, unpredictable, annoying, quite long, and there is one particular proxy that you just run past. You just straight up run past him. And you've got to not misclick. If you misclick once, you're going to get hit, and you're going to lose a lot of time because you're going to be damage limping through a vent, which is extremely slow. Extremely slow. Alright, so this is a compulsory encounter. This guy always does this. Ouch. So there you go. That is, that's almost theta. We have one more split. Again, we have the catacombs, which is my least favorite split of the run, as Trigger well knows. I hate this split. It's not too bad in any percent. It's just that there's just a pretty tough jump that you have to do through a wall. But for us, we have to deal with the lovely, lovely AI, which are the proxies. 3 of them.
Don't move. It's okay.
All very close together. So you might recognize this place.
It's over now.
This is our apartment.
Relax.
Particularly cleaner than it was before.
What are you doing here?
Hanging out like couples do.
That's Ashley, that's our quote-unquote girlfriend.
Yes, of course.
Alright, so we're gonna hold W here.
What happened?
They fell in love.
And the reason why is we're gonna get ourselves out of the proxy mush. It's trying to turn us into a proxy. Even though this isn't how you turn into proxies. But alright, so again, you either want your flashlight on or off permanently in these areas, because proxies, they can't see your flashlight, but they can hear you turning it on and off. So the first guy is pretty easy. You just gotta crouch walk this side. He's walking to our left right now, you can hear him. And by the time we get here, he's over there. He's far enough away that he can't hear the door open. Alright, this is the scary one. This is the really scary one. This is the one that will probably hit you if you misclick. So I've got to make sure that I hit all these click boxes. Got that one. Hey, buddy. Alright, we got them. Nice. So you've seen his shadow there. He gets very, very close to you during that little segment there. So you gotta try and do it as fast as you possibly can. Again, if you misclick, he's probably going to get you. And you're gonna be damage jump crawling through this vent, which is extremely slow, as I mentioned earlier. Alright, this is the final one. This is the longest encounter that we have in this split. What you want to do is you want to go really quickly. You want to open this door. And you want to crouch and walk to this side of the boxes. So you can see him there. Now hopefully I get lucky and he continues walking. Nope, he's going to stop there. Gotta wait for him to go. Because again, they have very, very good hearing, so if we start walking too early, he will hear us. Okay, so he actually heard us there. But he isn't chasing us, so we're actually perfectly fine to do the rest of this. So the power's on now. He's over there. We can open this door. If he did turn on the power, this door would be completely locked. And boom, that is Theta. That is Theta. So, it's hard to explain why that's my least favorite split. The proxy's AI is just very annoying to deal with. Sometimes they can be very unpredictable. And now we're flooded. Glad to be out of there, I tell you that. I think Theta altogether is the longest sight. It's 3 splits, and one of them is like 8 minutes, the other is 5, the other is 3.5 or something. So it's a pretty long sight. Okay, so next is Omicron. Again, if there are any donations or questions anyone wants to ask, there's a 6.5 minute cutscene coming in about 15 minutes time, something like that. So if you have plenty of time to read them out or ask me anything. So first of all, we've got to lift the quarantine that is on Omicron. And we do that by going into this dome. This is the only code Well, this is the only bit of genuine, objective RNG in this whole run. There's a code that we're going to get up on the top here. And the code is random every run. You know, I can say that the AI is RNG, but I always hate blaming stuff on RNG. So, flush out this area. There we go. So the code that we get is always completely random. So it's like genuine, again, genuine objective RNG. Turn around, solve this puzzle real quick. There we go. Plug in the Omni tool. Nice.
There you are.
So it's faster to solve that puzzle before plugging in the Omni tool.
Smaller building connected to the main site.
It only saves like,
No, my view is pretty limited.
again, it only saves like 3 or 4 seconds, but it's still, you know,
Did you find a power suit?
gotta cash them in.
Trying to figure out how to get
Gotta
it
cash them in where you can.
to the big building.
Oh, okay. Keep up the good work.
That's it? You got nothing?
Okay, so now
Thanks.
we want to click on these. This will trigger this little
There has to be a way
box to
catch
appear on
the
here.
Have a look around the
7755.
I think I solved it.
So there you go.
what?
That's that.
I get the feeling that
That's
we just
basically
got
it.
loaded into the back of a
We
van.
walked all the way up here to do
What
that.
are you talking about?
So this guy's actually got a black box, those things that I was talking about really early in the run, but it's gone.
Something
It was in his brain, but it's gone now.
Want to go inside? What's the problem? Come on, let's get going.
Looks a bit too much like a zombie. Okay, so you want to jump down here and not take any fall damage, because that's bad. Damage jumping is bad. And then, wait for this off-center hatch to open. Alright. So we're approaching Omicron, which is probably the most difficult and probably the most action-packed split. Despite there being a lot of dialogue, there is some... one area in particular is no rest for the wicked. So, oh god. Almost screwed up that jump there. So we want to go around here. Running on top of these is faster than going all the way down below us. We're going to open this door. And walk right on in. So we wouldn't be able to come in here the first time because the quarantine was on. So this would have just denied us access. There is a piece of AI in Omicron that is pretty... It's quite a joke, really.
Let's find that suit.
It doesn't really do anything. You can kind of just walk onto it, and it really just doesn't do anything. So we're gonna go up these stairs. This is what I like to call the unreliable chair. I know it, very, very classic original name. But this chair is going to help us. Right, chair? You're not gonna misbehave on us? So what we're going to do is we're going to open this door and we're going to put this chair against the wall. And what it should do, hopefully, yep, is jam the door open for us.
Omicron? Everything is so basic, so limited.
So what we do, why we do that,
Out the Omnitool phone.
is it allows us to skip a lot of dialogue.
Find you a power suit.
It allows us to skip,
So you can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of
like,
soda?
I don't know, 2 minutes of
Finally
dialogue
fits me. I
in
mean,
total.
I'm kind of in a suit already.
That's been bothering me
And
too.
allows us
You
to
know how you were
just, like,
transferred
well,
from Vancouver
do the site a lot faster, basically.
From then to now.
How could I forget?
Okay, so we do it again.
You want to send me to the future?
No, you idiot. I want to transfer your mind into a new body.
What?
Look, we already know it can be done. We don't need to make it a big deal.
It is a big deal.
So this is the last site
Fucking
before we go down into the
There's gotta be
abyss.
something else that can take us down there.
But
And
Dr.
again, that
Mayfield
6.5
told me
minute
that's
cutscene I
what
keep
the
talking about
pressure
is the
so
climber,
happened.
where we actually go down into the abyss.
Simon, please. You don't have to switch this instant.
Okay, so
I'm not promising anything.
Thank you, Simon.
here
Have a look around the room.
we're gonna turn around as soon as we can.
If there are any left.
We're not gonna bother opening that door just yet. We have an opportunity to do that later. We are gonna press that button. We're gonna open this up and touch that body a little bit. And then down here, there we go. We'll crawl through the door.
Nice. I found one of the power suits.
Again, we wouldn't be able to get out of there that early if we didn't jam the door open.
Just like the body we found in the annex.
We're going to override. Oop, tapped out by accident. We're gonna override that. We're gonna try to take too much damage falling off that. We're gonna lower that override, and then we're gonna solve a a quote unquote puzzle by the game standards. Not really much of a puzzle, but you know. Now this coming up is kind of a puzzle. This took me a while on my first playthrough. So you basically just root them. It's not really very easy to explain that puzzle. Kinda just gotta get them to the right place. Alright, so now we're gonna go back up these stairs. We're going to override the mid-level lockdown. Okay. For marathon's sake, I'm not going to do this lean swipe. We don't actually count lean swiping as a glitch, where you basically just lean through the wall and look through the wall. But this one only saves a fraction of a second, and it's the only time we do it in the whole run. So, not really much point doing it. I'm going to slap this chair to the floor and grab this structure gel through that tiny little seam of glass. If we can. There we go. Straight back out of here. So what you were supposed to do there is fix this tool, this little tool chip. But we just kind of didn't do that. We just kind of looked through the tiny little gap in the glass. Okay. Top floor. We've got to lower the upper lockdown as well. And then again, this is the piece of AI that's kind of a joke. She doesn't really bother you at all. She screams at you, and she's not happy with you. But really, it's just kind of... yeah. She doesn't really do much of anything. So we did actually find a new skip for this site, but it only works in the current patch of the game, safe mode, because, oh, didn't mean to take damage there. Because we don't take full damage in safe mode, and with the full damage that we take doing that skip, we walk too slowly to outrun this monster. And I'm actually hoping that I'm running fast enough now, because I did take full damage from that fall. I think we're okay, though. Oh, yep, we're okay. So we open that up now. Alright. Is Ches good? Chair is still jamming the door open. So we stuffed that in its head. Now we're going to put the battery in a second.
Don't worry, it'll work.
Gonna put the battery in and we're gonna slather it in this structure gel.
Make sure it's all bunched together with the structure gel connecting all the parts.
And then we're gonna activate the pod.
Alright, try activating the suit from the terminal again.
And now we're gonna go activate a tape. And this tape skips dialogue.
It will be fine.
Because only one like main piece of dialogue can be happening at the same time. And activating this tape over here overrides Catherine's. So if I press that, the new event that we can do is already loaded, and we skipped Catherine's dialogue. As you can see, she's telling me to get the suit activated when we are on our way to do that. So crawl through there again. And then this isn't really a puzzle either.
We need to loop back the activity manifested by your current cortex chip. That's
All right. So now we're about to get into the suit that we activated, or that we just activated then. And well, plot twist: we aren't about to be transferred. We're about to be copied. And if I have the opportunity to do so, I will look over there and show you that the old self is sat over there in the seat, and he's still talking. So, big plot twist. Da, da, da.
No,
There we go.
Why was it still talking?
it's the same.
Crawl through there real quick.
Why was he still talking?
That's how it works. You know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic.
And then we're about to touch this thing here again. We're gonna press it twice that time to stop the current recording and play it again. And as you can, and you've probably seen there the map loaded. So now we can
Don't waste time.
leave Omicron.
Activate the power suit already.
And boom. Oh, come on! Couldn't scan it. I'm trying to look at Simon. There he is. Oh, you can't see him. No. Oh well. Alright, so that's Omicron. Now we are about to go into the climber, which, as I said, is the 6.5-minute cutscene that we have to endure. So I'm gonna crouch here so I can walk through this door a little bit early. So again, if anyone has any questions or there are any donations to be read out, you have plenty of time to do them in a second here when we activate the climate.
Are we done here?
Yeah.
Activate the climate.
There we go. Alright, now we're sat down. And we're going to be sat here for, well, yeah, 6.5 minutes. This is completely unskippable. This is in the any % run as well. So,
It's dumb luck, right?
yeah. Any questions, donations? They can be read out here.
All right, well, we did just get a $30 anonymous donation with the comment, Yoshi didn't commit tax fraud, the IRS lied. That $30 donation puts us over the $250 total donations mark, which means we have just unlocked the bonus run of Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. The next bonus run will be unlocked at $325 total raised. That is Wii Sports Resort, and if we hit our overall goal of $400, the Super Mario 64 finale will be upgraded to a 120-star run. And again, all the money that we are raising this weekend is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You can find out more about that organization at afsp.org. Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. And for every one of the 50,000 people who will commit suicide in the United States this year, 25 more people will attempt suicide. AFSP is a leader in suicide research. They also have a lot of support programs. They go to college campuses to help students learn how to best deal with the stress of college life, exam schedules, all those sorts of things. They also have a lot of programs to help survivors of suicide loss, help them to cope, help them to find other people who have gone through similar situations, help them to grieve and understand what can be a very profound loss at times. So the foundation, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, is a fantastic cause to support. I'm glad that that was a charity we chose to donate to raise money for this event. And again, you can find out more information about them at afsp.org. Most of the challenges that, other than our the runs that are bonus runs based on donation total, the other challenges have all been met, including for Shaq Fu using audio, the Hello Kitty swimsuit incentive, all those sorts of things have been met, but there are bid wars that you can put your money towards as well.
Still feel that sense of awe?
For the Grand Stream Saga, which girl, either Laramie or Arcia, I don't know the game, so I'm guessing on the pronunciation there. But Lemmy has a $7 lead there. And then for Mario Kart 64, which of the characters we're playing as? Your choices are Yoshi, Toad, or Peach. Right now, Yoshi has a very commanding lead. But if you want to swing those bid wars one way or the other, your money can go to those bid wars as well as contribute to the overall donation total to unlock our last 2 bonus runs as well.
Yeah, thank you everyone who's donated. That's really cool. I'm glad we met that the Chinatown Wars one. Thank you everyone. It's for a good cause, so it means a lot to me personally as well. I'm sure it means a lot to everyone else as well. So yeah, thank you again everyone who has done. Very generous. Convenient timing as well, since we have our one little break in the middle of the cutscene where we warp through this ladder and push this thing in. There you go. And now we sit down for another 3 minutes. Again, this is in the any % category as well. The reason why this is completely unskippable is because this climber isn't actually moving. The level is moving. So, based on the dialogue, the map unloads and loads certain parts. So you can't just infinitely fall down. You have to sit in this chair, and you can't get out of this chair no matter what you do. So, you literally cannot skip this part. So we're about to meet Ross. We have met him before, but I didn't mention him. He was in Omicron, the site that we were just at.
Could be worse. Could be a time traveler stuck in a body made from black goo.
That'd be the worst.
So he's about to teleport onto the climber here. I'm not sure if he comes from the top or the bottom. I think he comes from the top. He like climbs down. Well, we'll soon find out. Here he is. Hey, buddy. You want a hug? So he is a type of flesher, the same monster that we seen in the Curie vessel a while ago. The one that teleports around and you can't look at them, even though he just kind of forced us to look at him. But guess what, guys? We're not done yet. We're still sat in this chair. We're almost done. We're almost out.
What happened?
Something dropped onto the cage. Knocks you
And then the last long dialogue sequence is
like a man.
at the very, very end of the game, before the last
For a moment, then
minute.
threw itself down the abyss.
Last minute of running.
Would make preparations. I don't like the sound of that.
It was very strange. I thought it was
Unfortunately, we can't end the timer before that dialogue sequence because there's still a tiny bit after the credits. So I'll warn you about that near the time as well. So don't end timer until the screen fades out at the area after the credits. But again, I'll warn you about that later on. Alright, we're finally here. This cutscene is actually really, really good for a casual playthrough. It introduces a lot of characterization. 3/4 of the way into the game.
Don't remind me, freaks me out.
Alright, so the bit you're about to watch is going to be pretty tough for you to, like, really understand what's happening, because you can't really see very much. But I'll try my best to explain. You're basically going to see nothing. It's going to be like, you're going to see the ground, essentially. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to reach the site called Tau, which is the next site after the abyss here. So I'm going to follow this small little ridge out of the map here. This isn't the intended way, but there are barriers to the abyss, so you can't just walk straight like all the way out there and hope to survive. You can. There's a little bit of leeway that the game gives you. Ground PogChamp, yeah, pretty much it. I don't know if you can see the site, but basically what we're looking for here is a very distinct texture change in the ground. Now, over there, I'm I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a very faint outline of a building. That's the place we're trying to get to. I can't see the texture change. I think this is it. Okay, well, the whole ground beneath me just changed texture. It doesn't really matter whether you have the texture change or not. Here you go. Here's the line. So you can see there, it's a very distinct texture change. The reason why we do this, instead of going the intended path, is because the Abyss has a storm in its main area, and that storm slows down your walking speed if you hit more than one trigger. So what we're doing is we're walking all the way out of bounds, like far out of bounds, because the storm triggers still reach out of bounds a little bit. So we're walking very far out of bounds to avoid these storm triggers and maintain our full movement speed. You can probably see the silhouettes of these like mountain hills rendering in. There will be one coming up in a minute. You're about to see Simon climb a mountain, which is the best thing in the game. Because I guarantee none of you can climb a mountain as good as Simon can. So what we're listening for in a minute here is a piece of music, a musical stinger, which means we're close to the spider cave. I can see the spider cave. That's the spider cave there. But we're listening to a music track coming up. And there's the mountain that I'm supposed to go to. Right here. Yep. There's the music. And now we're going to climb this hill. This is where I mess it up. You want to press spacebar one time and just walk up. Basically. I'm lost in the darkness. That split actually ruined a lot of my runs in the past, because the old route was actually really tough to follow. It was even harder to see because there was a storm going on, so you had all these particles going across your screen. So I was on a first place run. Back before I took it, I was on a first place run. And yeah, it ruined my run basically because I screwed it up. Can't see much better. Yeah, it's tough. That split's always really tough because it's hard to see even on maximum brightness. It's very tough to see. But here we are. You can see now. This is the second to last site in the game. There is a site in between those two sites, but it doesn't exist and is only a rumor. Yeah, that site doesn't exist. And this is also the last piece of AI. Is he underwater? Right now, yeah. That was underwater. Now we're going inbounds. We're going inside a site. So the water's being drained. So this is the last piece of AI, and is, I would say it's pretty unpredictable. You can get lucky, and you can get unlucky with this guy. This guy is kind of RNG based. Again, I don't like to blame anything on RNG, because that's just an excuse. But you can get unlucky, and you can get lucky with this guy. In my PB right now, I believe I get very lucky with this guy. So the old method for this guy, if my game would load, there we go. So the old method for this guy would be to... Here, I'll show you in a second once we get closer. The old method for this guy would be to kite him around these rooms. So you'd run over here, you'd open this big door. He's behind this big door here. So you'd open all these doors here. And what you would do is you would make him chase you back into the hallway, but me, being the crazy madman that I am... Oh, The old method for this guy... Yeah, sorry about that. My internet cut out again for some reason, but we're back now. Okay, anyway, sorry. The AI, we would cycle him around this area, but me, being the crazy madman that I am, decided it would be a good idea to see if you could run past him. And we're gonna get hit by him here. Hello. So he's deathline at the start. God damn it. Everyone's internet's cutting out, dude. What a disaster. We're okay. Oh god, he's right behind me. Oh no. We might actually get hit by him again. Please don't. Yoshida, please. Ah! We're okay. Alright, so we got hit by Yoshida there, but that's okay. I got unlucky. If he's around that corner, when you run through, you are gonna get hit by him. Basically, there's no way to avoid him when he's there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this up here to the infirmary, and we're gonna stick our fist in this thing. This heals us. This is how you heal in SOMA. Welcome to the game. There's nothing here. I know, Ross. So we're gonna come in here. And we're gonna open up that door. I'm stuck on a chair. Get out of my way. And then come up here. So the Ark is in this room. But first, we're going to immediately disable the life support on this stranger. And then call this down to the dive room. Oh, I took full damage. It's okay. And then we're going to call this store. And grab the Ark. Alright. Full damage. It's okay. It's minimal damage, so we're not damaged something. That's a run reset. Not quite. Not quite. Alright. Put this on here. Attach it. Scan. Scan again. And prepare for the draining of this room to not go so well. And then we have to do it manually. Have to get our hands dirty. Oh, there we go. Scan again. No, not again. Alright, so this is the third to last split of the game. Before the credits. We're about to do something. We're kind of going out of bounds, but not really. We're kind of doing the same thing as we did in the Abyss, which is just like walk, press W to get out of bounds, but we are going to use a prop to boost our jump height a little bit. You'll see that in a minute. Well, not jump height. Allow us to jump from a higher ground. So there's a site to our left, and it's called Site Alpha. And there's a meme, there's a running meme in the community because the game lore makes it out that this site doesn't exist. So we kind of just joke around and say that it doesn't exist. So we're gonna put this crutch here, and we're gonna use it to jump over this. And then before this ends, we're gonna jump. Make sure we don't land on the bad surface. Nice. Alright, so right here, I'm gonna do probably the most recent find in terms of the glitchless routing. Again, Trigger found this one, so shoutouts to him. I've only found one thing. I've only found one thing in this whole category, and I'm pretty much the only person that runs it right now. But I think we're getting some more runners in. So if anyone, by the way, is interested, we would love to have more people in this community. We have a lot of runners that are very eager to root and help people out if they're new. So, oh god. Oh. So right here, we're going to back up as far as we can and jump up here. Oh, just made it. Just made it. And now we're going to press W. So yeah, again, if anyone is interested in running this, we have a couple of active runners. It's very, very fun. The two categories are very, very different, which is half of what I like about it. The glitchless category still has a few glitches, but obviously we don't use props to go through walls or anything. The any % category is absurdly broken because you just fly over the whole level. Like right now, in any %, we'd be flying above. We'd use the crutch that I picked up to jump over that wall. We'd be using that, and we'd be flying, basically. It's very funny to watch. Alright. Good old fussy doors, the ones that don't let you in. Oh, it let me in. Well then. Proving me wrong in a marathon. Okay, so we have an 8-minute split and then a 1-minute split, and we are done with the game. Again, the timer doesn't end until a part after the credits, so when you see the credits come up, be ready on time, but don't end it quite there. I'll let you know when. It's pretty obvious when it ends, but I'll let you know. Alright, this is Site Phi. Prepare to be blinded because this site is extremely bright. For some reason, Site Phi is extremely... Well, yeah, it's extremely bright in comparison to the other sites. We don't know why. It just is.
This has to be Phi, right? Hope the arc made it here in one piece.
I'm gonna plug in Catherine. Talk to her for a little bit.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, this isn't as bright as I was expecting it to be.
What happened to Tab?
A lot.
I bet this is lackluster.
We're back on schedule now.
Did you find the arc?
I
Hope
did.
you guys are blind. Hope you guys aren't blinded by
Tram thing headed
the
for
insane
Phi.
brightness
Should be
of
somewhere.
That's great.
of this site.
Let's go get it.
All right, so about to pick up the arc, and we're about to put it in the gun before we shoot it. Basically.
Alright.
Quick turn gamma up so no bait. Yeah, you're right, dude. I should do that. Down we go here. So we want to pick up this battery. The battery that has ruined a lot of my all Wildflower runs. Because I forgot to pick it up
For some
again.
reason they didn't go through with the launch, so they took the arc back to Tau.
It is yet to end one of my glitchless runs, though.
The space gun.
All Wildflowers, by the way, is another category where we harvest all of those healing flowers in the game. But we use glitches for that, so it's very, very fun.
Found the
I rooted that category. I contributed something to the community, I promise.
So we can stuff the arc into a shell.
Well, I rooted it with Trigger. Alright, so over here. I did pick up the battery, didn't I?
day of my life.
Oh god, I hope so.
I have no idea.
We did. Okay.
Our
Woo, we did
time
it.
together is a confusing patchwork of moments to me.
What time is it? What day?
May 11th, 2104.
3:30 a.m. But I don't remember when we
Is that
started.
it?
I'm really not that familiar with
Okay.
guns of any size. Oh, here we go. All systems say
I
go.
swear this site is bright.
Come back up and we'll
I'm
have
telling you, it's bright. Alright, it's not that bad, but it's brighter than normal. Okay, so we're gonna move these chairs out of the way, just for convenience. Open that up.
Now what?
Now we just need to get the shell into the gun and then kaboom.
Aren't you forgetting something? How are you gonna get us on board the arc? Don't we need to make another scan?
So yeah, we're gonna be transferred.
You don't operate something like the Omega space gun with your bare hands.
You mean it's a pilot seat? Like back at Omicron?
Yeah, All Flowers
Yes, we
was
can use it
supposed
to
to be a
transfer you
joke,
to the arc
but
while operating the
someone
gun.
and
See
someone
all that?
we will rename nameless.
Take the Omni tool and
kind of made it into a serious thing. And funnily enough, it is the only category that both me and Trigger have run. It's well, no, that's a lie. Actually, you've run safe mode glitchless. The 1.51 version of glitchless, basically the latest version of SOMA. Okay, so here is the last long dialogue sequence is encroaching, and the credit sequence also. But there's one last bit after the credits that is probably the most gorgeous part of the game, honestly. You can kind of guess what it is. Due to what's actually happening, what are we doing right now, you know? So there's the Omega Space Gun. Plug that in there.
I'll never get used to that.
Let me take a seat,
Guess we won't
Catherine.
have to. Not after this is over.
Right. Have a seat.
Another seat with a long dialogue sequence. Seems to be a pattern here.
Comfortable?
As good as it's gonna get.
Okay, I'll activate the seat. You should be able to use the machines to load the bullet you assembled.
Seems to be a pattern here.
How do you operate this thing?
Don't know.
Okay,
I
so
never
yeah, this is
tried.
a joke.
But pilot seats are notoriously easy to use, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Not even sure why this is an area of the game. Once I've loaded this, if there are any donations, they can be read out. Just 1 second. Oh yeah, and I press a button as well, but that's not important. Alright, nice. So yeah, if there's anything that needs to be read out, they can, plenty of time here.
Okay, ready when you are. Just hit the
Again, all donations that we get this weekend will be going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. You can find out more about that organization at afsp.org. Coming up next is going to be a pair of Grand Theft Auto runs by Hoaxy. We did unlock the bonus run for Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, so thank you very much for all of your donations. We got a total high enough to add that bonus run. The next bonus run will be unlocked. Is Wii Sports Resort. That will be unlocked at $325 total race, so we're about $70 short of meeting that right now. So make sure you get your donations in for that if you want to see that added to the schedule. And if we hit our goal of $400, the Super Mario 64 finale will be upgraded from a 70 to a 120-star run. And again, all this money is going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's a fantastic cause of support, so make sure you get your donations in. And any donation of $50 or more will get you entered into a raffle for a pearl. You can find out more about the pearl at the pearl command in chat.
Yeah, I personally would really like to see the 120-star run, so if you get any donations for that in,
Still here.
that would be fantastic. Yeah, thank you again as well from me to anyone that has donated for a very good cause. I actually know this charity myself,
Nothing.
so
They're out there, among the stars.
no, thank you everyone who has donated.
No. We were getting on the ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before launch.
So that cutscene was probably a little bit loud.
I saw.
Then why
um,
are we still here?
I can't keep telling you how it works. You won't listen.
120, yeah, I would love to see that run.
You were copied onto the ark. You
Um,
just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We
So actually, now that we have a long dialogue sequence, what's everyone's favorite run so far? And what is everyone looking forward to as well?
Bullshit. We came all
Me
this way.
personally, I really enjoyed Etiquette's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire run. That was very entertaining. Really enjoyed that run. Um,
Are you crazy? We're
Sonic
gonna
Adventure
fight
2
each other
Battle
with those
was cool as well
fuckers
because,
looming large on
well,
us
my friend
spaceship.
Trigger also runs that game,
They're
so
not us. They're not
that was a lot of fun to watch.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did.
Yeah,
Make
Etiquette,
sure that something of the hundreds of
Etiquette's
thousands of
Alpha
years of
Sapphire run
history
was very, very
survive,
good.
that something lives on.
Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Catherine. You lied. And I believed in you. I trusted you. You said we're getting
So what's
on
happening
the
here
ark.
is
The ark, you idiot.
we haven't been transferred to the Ark, we've been copied to the Ark. And Simon isn't smart enough to realize that. So we're not on the Ark, actually, and he's not very happy. He's an unhappy boy.
Don't leave me alone. Catherine? Catherine?
Alright, time isn't just yet. It is after this area here. Once we skip the credits. Alright, we're going to press W because we have control of our character a little bit early.
Whoa. Is this... Did it work?
Simon's so violent. Petition for SOMA to save waifu Catherine. Well, you'll be happy to know we're about to see a familiar face for about half a second before the screen fades out. Be ready on time here. Very soon. Simon isn't smart enough for a lot of things. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong. Oh, we got a small little physics boost. Tiny one. Alright. So around this corner.
Catherine?
Be ready on time.
Catherine!
And... time.
I can't believe we actually made it.
There you go, guys. That was SOMA.
So relieved.
Again, very fun run. I just want to give a couple of shout-outs. Obviously, we want small turnovers. So, I want to give shout-outs to Trigger for being a good friend running this game with me. Terra Vortrix, fantastic runner. Psychotics, another fantastic runner. Zom and Catgar, very good runner as well. A lot of people that have run SOMA, and a lot of people that run Amnesia have contributed a lot to this community, and it's very good to see. And again, once again, from myself personally, thank you all for the donations. It means a lot to me, and obviously the charity as well. It's a very good cause. Thank you, Speed Stuff for Charity, for having me on the marathon here. It was my pleasure. Do appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this run. Next up is, I believe it's Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I'm looking forward to watching this. Nice. Alright, cool. So yeah, again, thank you everyone. It's been a pleasure. So this is just gonna exit to the main menu in a second here. Yep, alright. I'll see you another time.
Do, do, do.